Moderator. Good evening and welcome to tonight's debate on the national debt. We have 4 panelists with us today representing different political ideologies. On my far left, we have a conservative, next to them a liberal, in the middle a progressive, and on my far right a libertarian. Let's start with opening statements. Conservative, would you like to begin? Conservative. Thank you. As a conservative, I believe in fiscal responsibility and limited government intervention in the economy. Our national debt is a serious issue that threatens the long-term stability of our country. We must take immediate action to reduce spending and balance the budget. Liberal. Thank you for having me. As a liberal, I believe that while the national debt is a concern, it should not be our primary focus. We must prioritize investments in education, healthcare, and infrastructure to ensure long-term economic growth. We can address the debt through progressive taxation and closing tax loopholes for the wealthy and corporations. Progressive. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. As a progressive, I believe that the national debt is a symptom of a larger problem, an economic system that prioritizes the interests of the wealthy over those of working people. We must address income inequality and invest in programs that benefit all Americans. The debt can be managed through progressive taxation and reducing military spending. Libertarian. Thank you for including me in this debate. As a libertarian, I believe that the national debt is a result of government overreach and overspending. We must drastically reduce the size and scope of government and allow individuals and businesses to keep more of their hard-earned money. This will stimulate economic growth and reduce the need for government borrowing. Moderator. Thank you for your opening statements. Let's dive into the first question. What specific measures do you propose to address the national debt? Conservative. As I mentioned earlier, we must take immediate action to reduce spending and balance the budget. This means making tough choices and prioritizing our spending. We may need to cut funding for certain programs or reform entitlements such as Social Security and Medicare. Liberal. I believe that we can address the national debt through a combination of increased revenue and targeted spending cuts. We should raise taxes on the wealthy and corporations, close tax loopholes, and end subsidies for industries that harm the environment. At the same time, we should carefully review government spending to identify areas where we can make cuts without harming essential programs. Progressive. I agree with my liberal colleague that we need to raise revenue through progressive taxation. However, I also believe that we need to fundamentally rethink our economic system and move away from an over-reliance on the private sector. We should reduce military spending and invest in programs that benefit working people. Libertarian. I believe that the best way to address the national debt is to drastically reduce the size and scope of government. We should cut taxes across the board and reduce regulations on businesses. This will stimulate economic growth and increase revenue without the need for government borrowing. Moderator. Thank you for your responses.